Welcome to the 2018 International Wedding Trend Report. This year, we're bringing you the report from the beautiful Château de la Belle in southwest France in the region of the Charente. Each year, the team here at the Academy of Wedding and Event Planning bring you the latest and greatest trends that we believe you'll be seeing in the year ahead as you work with your bridal couples. And we do this with the help of some of the top wedding experts around the world. As we are a global training academy offering education to wedding planners, stylists and designers, we're well placed to give you a truly unique view of trends from regions including Australia, the UK, the Middle East, Southeast Asia and North America. We look at everything from venues, themes, decor, catering and flowers to the business trends you'll be seeing in marketing, pricing, social media, wedding blogs and much more. In the full report, you'll be hearing from wedding pros such as David Tutera, Jess Gordon, Marcy Bloom and Marley Major, to name but a few, but I will leave their predictions for the report itself. Instead, we're going to be looking at global trends as a whole, how certain things are about to explode and some are dying a death and some are staying around for a little bit longer. But to start off, I want to talk a little bit about why trends are so important. So come inside the venue and let me tell you more. In the wedding industry, we see how everyone around us is succumbing to trends, but then we're often told to avoid them. We're told that trends will be the death of us. We're told that being trendy makes you less of a designer. We're told trends are cheap. However, none of this is true. Trends are important. They're a documentation of progress and experimentation, and they allow us to connect with people in this very moment. Could you imagine looking back into a trendless history? You wouldn't be able to because there would be no visible progress. How is any generation remembered? How is any era remembered? How is any period remembered? The generalization of trends over time allows us to identify and form a history, a timeline of progress. There's something absolutely beautiful about creating something meant for this very moment. Everyone loves to downplay presentness in the excuse that timelessness is superior, but it's the defining of a trend and being part of the now that'll put you in the history books. Not to mention, trends can be leveraged to reach very specific demographics more effectively than any attempt at timelessness. Trends enable us to cater to the current needs and desires of our audience. Trends are about relevancy and what we care about as individuals. They're things that are relevant to us. Naturally, we don't concern ourselves with irrelevancy. I mean, why would we? With that being said, being trendy doesn't mean you always have to be in the wake of things and playing catch up as many people will make it seem. Being trendy doesn't mean conformity to design at large or succumbing to sameness. What being trendy does mean is that you are actively aware of the underlying intuition, bias and preferences of a current culture and are willing to take risks to have them follow and grow with you. Trends are an opportunity to not only connect with people in this very moment, but also an opportunity to define this moment for ourselves. Those who wish to be void of trendiness must also wish to be forgotten, for we are not remembered for our blandness. We're remembered for our daringness to be bold, challenge conventions, experiment and define trends ourselves, and this is something that we as wedding professionals should embrace. So where do we turn to when we are looking to predict the wedding trends for 2018 and 2019? Well, it certainly isn't Pinterest, as those are weddings that are happening now, and they were determined by trends from possibly 2 years ago. We always look to the arts, design, fashion and interiors for wedding trend predictions, and one of the big design predictions in 2016 and 17 was the hygge trend, which is the Danish word for the art of building a sense of sanctuary and the feeling of warmth and coziness. So think candles, greenery, foliage, natural elements and artisan woodwork. And whilst this is still very much a trend in weddings, we have another big trend tip for 2018. And that is the Japanese concept of Wabi Sabi, the ancient Japanese philosophy of finding beauty in imperfection. Now, I for one love the idea of designing a setting based on these principles, pared down to the barest essence, a simple, slow and uncluttered authenticity. But how do you create an ambience that reflects the undertones of the Wabi Sabi notion? Well, start by selecting a space with a time-worn interior with emotional charm and peeling, decaying textures. A muted, subdued palette of tonal, rustic, neutral hues would set the mood nicely. Exposed, distressed timber tables dressed with mismatch and hand-formed textured tableware collected over time and placed on textural linen with frayed, raw-edged detailing would help to bring this trend to life. Florals should be sparse and presented in ceramic vessels of varying heights, entwined with negative space to allow for aesthetic ease on the eye and air for those objects to breathe. A mixture of carefully selected worn upholstered dining chairs would help evoke the essence of Wabi Sabi and complete that overall feel of the tablescape. So, what else are we seeing in the world of interiors for 2018? Metallics. You know, copper has been hugely popular for more than 5 years, but it's reached its peak, and brass is now the metallic of the moment, according to trend forecasting agency Scarlet. They're predicting the eventual return to favour of silver metallics, so watch this space. Millennial pink, as we know, has been having a moment, and whilst our pink obsession will continue in the world of weddings, it may not last forever. Powdery pinks are very now and look chic with gold and shades of grey, corals and nudes, but they're predicted to look dated by the end of next year by the trend forecasters in interior design. Another interiors trend set to be big is earthen luxury. You know, as our lives become more hectic and reliant on technology, our desire to reconnect with nature and return to a simpler way of life is going to be reflected in the design and style of our homes, and ultimately it will find its way into the style of our weddings. This trend focuses on a sense of well-being, and it will influence all our lifestyle choices, no matter how large or small. Organic materials and traditional handicrafts will continue to gain momentum as part of this trend, so this could be something that you start to see requests for from your clients. Earthy tones and dark woods will also make a comeback, and they'll start to infiltrate their way into wedding design. Rosewood, walnut, the tonal marbling effects of mango wood and charring techniques that result in that wonderful blackened surface effect. It's a striking shift away from the blonde woods and the Scandinavian style that has been so popular in recent years. So we've looked at interiors, but what about fashion? Pegged by fashion authority WGSN as set to be huge for 2018 is the bold, psychotropical trend. The concept marries hyper-reality with nature, resulting in vivid, saturated colours and synthetic botanical motifs. Acid lime punch and retro ultraviolet were featured in Pantone's 2018 fashion colour report, so expect bold tropical brights to make a comeback. We predict the trend will be translated into weddings with the use of lush botanicals in both the centerpieces and as striking hanging arrangements. A futuristic feel to the trend will be conveyed by the addition of iridescent touches in glasses and flatware. Is lavender about to take over from millennial pink? Well, Victoria Beckham and Michael Kors collections were hinting that millennial pink will be replaced by pastel-adjacent lavender come springtime. Now this soft purple hue could be the next it colour, and we will see it making a turn in knits and suiting and whimsical formal wear. So how long before that filters down into weddings? Black and white polka dots are set to take over floral prints. Now floral might be your current go-to print for those on-trend couples, but polka dots will be a close second come next year. Now the print has been spotted everywhere, but most notably as a monochrome colourway. The Flowing Fringe, back again, and it's all over the runways, but we didn't expect the fringe to be back so soon. But it's going to infiltrate sooner rather than later, so this could be something we see in linen design over the coming months. The runways showed leather, silk and beaded, so the options really are endless, and the question is whether it's possible to do it without looking overly boho. We do hope so. And finally, there are fancy feathers, which were the accent of choice on the runway. And one of the things about feathers is how versatile they are as a design element. The striking colours are created by bending light. So from different angles, iridescent objects look like different colours. So from one angle, your feather may look deep blue, but from another angle, it might look green with a gold sheen. There's something very mysterious about and alluring about these soft iridescent feathers plucked straight from nature. So to round off our trend predictions, it's time to look at the immediate trends that can be translated into the design of our weddings, and I want to start off with barefoot glamour, an Aussie trend, which is the new take on the boho style, using metallics and high-end materials. It's coastal meets luxe with a relaxed yet sophisticated vibe, and there's not a wind catcher in sight. You know, it's blending a love of lavish celebrations and opulent dinners by candlelight with the magical feeling of freedom that envelops when you're barefoot on the sand. And it's perfectly suited to those that draw their inspiration from the magic of the ocean, but still want their wedding reception to have the glamour and refinement of a lavish celebration. A theme of barefoot and black tie is infinitely elegant. Next is the white on white trend, but with black accents. White on white has been around for a while, but it isn't going anywhere in 2018. Black is making a comeback generally next year, and black accents will be popular. So we will see brides with black belts around their dress, black cutlery, black candles, black styling on bars, but it will be an accent only and used as a feature. Everything else will be white with greenery. Global patterns are going to emerge in styling, referencing lots of different cultures and really appealing to couples who have spent their 20s and 30s travelling and picked up friends from around the world. The look features lush velvet, silks, lots of pattern and metallics, and it encourages a more is more feel, perfect for couples styling an after-party space. Moody wedding colour palettes are a trend that have taken over modern weddings and transcended seasons, from shades like sultry burgundy and magenta to cool emerald green paired with softer pinks and purples. The understated nature of these colours keeps them from being overly saccharine, while keeping them firmly in the moody wedding colour category. Whatever the interior design trend prediction says, blush pink is definitely still the colour of the season right now, and it isn't going anywhere in the first half of 2018 weddings. Beautiful pastel tones, delicate florals, soft linens and metallic details all work so perfectly together with this feminine colour. So to round out this year's Trends Report video, I've 3 hot picks of my own to share. The hot style is Nouveau Art Deco. So move aside mid-century modern, bold geometric shapes are back with the 1920s style, with a mix of minimalism and Art Deco. Bars and restaurants have already begun to incorporate the retro glam mood, and now it's time to bring the look fully into weddings. In 2018, you'll see black and white marble paired together with velvet tuxedo couches and retro prints complete with contemporary twists. The hot fabric is jewel-toned velvet. Velvet has hit the wedding scene with a big, glamorous bang. And when it comes to velvet in 2018, it's all vibrant jewel tones like emerald, ruby, amethyst and sapphire, and this look is surprisingly versatile, adding a dose of glamour to more minimalist spaces and a textural counterpoint to more organic ones. And the hot shape is cutting-edge curves. Hard straight lines, they've been all the rage in furniture in the past few years, but not anymore. Curving silhouettes with full, soft-bodied cushions represents the shape of things to come, and a move to more low-slung, cosy couches in wedding decor. Now that brings us to the end of the 2018 trend predictions for our wonderful world of weddings. The full wedding trend report can be downloaded by subscribing on our website at www.weddingacademyglobal.com. And it is a free report and will give you a unique insight into the regional wedding trends from over 60 wedding professionals around the world. Now, I have to say a big thank you to all our contributors who have helped to make this report possible, and to the talented professionals who have created some absolutely gorgeous imagery for us to use within the report. The report is created for wedding professionals to use with their clients as their trend bible for what's hot in the forthcoming season. And if you'd like to be considered as a contributor for the 2019 report, we'd love to hear from you.